That feels good.
Well, Coach, I know it's not probably how you wanted this season to end, but I need to consider what the team was last year to go from 15 wins to the doorstep here. Just when you think back on this season, what are you going to remember most?
Just the grit and the heart of those guys. I don't think anybody in probably the United States of America would have picked us to be here right now. And to be one of the last 4 teams in the country, I mean, it's pretty special. And they're going to remember that one day. They're going to hurt for a couple of days or whatnot. But at the end of the day, I mean, if you'd have told them 30 wins, they probably would have been happy, especially the people back in Brenham, And I think what I'm most proud of them is just the fact that we believed the entire time that we were supposed to be here, and it's disappointing that the game, we lost the way we did. But, if you don't play good baseball, you don't win, period. Doesn't matter if it's in Grand Junction, Brenham, at Hill. You have to play good baseball to win baseball games. And we didn't execute very well. And, mistakes are multiplied here, little mistake. Like the first home run is supposed to be a fastball away. We miss middle in. The guy gets the barrel to it, and your margin of error is just super small out here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad you singled that out because I didn't think your start was that bad. You had quite a, I mean, especially you had I think 8 of 9 straight batters he retired.
Yeah, he settled in there a little bit. I mean, it was really more of a matter of, we kept getting behind, just kept getting behind every hitter. And I mean, when you're pitching from behind like that, especially against good hitters, it makes life tough. And, we just kept putting ourselves in bad spots, 2-0, 1-0, 3-1 counts. And if we didn't land an off-speed pitch, it just got magnified.
Last question for me. You talked about, the guys who came back from last year's team. How did you see them? How were they more mature and just, more tuned in than maybe last year?
Well, I'll always be grateful to them for coming with me. They didn't have to do that. And I gave every one of them the option of whether they wanted to stay at Grayson or come with me to Blinn. And I think 13 out of 14 of them came with me. So it's a pretty special group. I mean, it was more than just about baseball, I think. And I don't know that we were the most talented team in the world. I can tell you that. I mean, I've had a lot more talented teams, and this group just battled and fought. And, we did what I think we did about as good as we could do with what we had, And so just super proud of them. Love every single one of them. They believed the whole year that they belonged, and they helped me create the foundation for the future of Blinn. We want to be here every year.
Coach, just thoughts on obviously you're not saying goodbye to too many guys. You got a great foundation to build from, a lot of big time freshman contributors this year. After the game, a lot of people said to you, we should see it next year, and there's a reason for it. The roster's loaded with young talent. Just obviously it's tough to look to the future now, but with what you got coming back, you just pretty excited to turn the chapter a little bit and keep this thing going.
Yeah, I mean, it's junior college, so we'll really know who's coming back about August 15th. So we'll try to hang on to as many as we can, and it's hard to look a kid in the eye and tell them not to go play in the SEC or turn down professional contract. I have a hard time with it, because that's what their dream is, So, and I feel like it's part of our job to get them where they want to go, to help get them where they want to go. In a perfect world, they'd all be back, but I don't know if we did our job as good as we should have if every one of them was back.
And for your guys, what's the biggest takeaway you hope they get from this experience?
It's just life experience, man. I mean, where else do you get this? I mean, I've had a lot of guys that have played in Omaha and the Junior College World Series, and every one of them just say it's not better, it's not worse, it's just different. It's so unique. In Omaha, I think half the stadium's burnt orange and the other half is, yelling pig suey or whatever. And so here, just everybody cheers for everybody, and it's just very respectful, very knowledgeable crowd. And, there's not very many of those guys in that dugout that are going to get to play in Omaha. That's just the nature of the beast. So even the guys that didn't get to play, I mean, it's just such a phenomenal life experience for those guys. I mean, I can't thank the city of Grand Junction and the JUCO committee enough. I mean, it's just, you seriously just want this for your players every year. You just want this experience for them.
And finally, you've been doing this for a long time, between being a player, assistant, and, head coach. Do you feel like there's something you learn from every season as a coach? I mean, and if that's the case, what do you feel like you're going to take away yourself from this year?
Well, I hope I got better. I mean, I think we're always striving to get better, just like the players are, and, I don't know off the top of my head, but yeah, I hope I'm a better coach next year than I was this year.
Coach, how about the ability to use this year, such a great year in your first year here, to continue to build the program, and this great year being able to parlay this and go into homes and get great talent to come to Blinn and have the opportunity to come back here and continue to build?
It's a huge springboard. I mean, I think anytime you make it to Grand Junction and make a little run, it can definitely help you in recruiting. And, I've seen it happen. I've seen guys get drafted out of this week. In 2008, we had a shortstop that got drafted in the 9th round. And I don't know if he would have got drafted if he wouldn't have been the MVP of this World Series. Because, I mean, we talked to the scouts all year, and there wasn't a lot of hype about him. And then he came out here, played phenomenal, and ended up getting drafted. So anytime you can walk into somebody's household and tell their son or daughter or whatever that, they're going to have a chance to go to Grand Junction, it's definitely good for you.
Great. Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
First, could you guys just go down the line and just spell your first and last names?
Ryne Rodriguez.
Jeff, then with Jeff, Lightfoot, Lightfoot.
Jackarthur.
So, Jack, let's start with you. I mean, so, it wasn't the easiest game for you at the plate, for those first few at-bats, but you ended it probably in the best way possible.
Yeah, I know. I was pulling off the ball at the start of the game, getting a little antsy, and my plan in my last at-bat was to stay through the middle of the field, try to hit something to right field, and I got a hanging slider. Yeah.
Jack, two-part question. Where does that ball, that last plate appearance, rank in your history playing baseball, and how satisfying is it to lift your team into the next round?
Yeah, it's pretty high up there. It's a cool experience. I mean, to get to go to the next round it's awesome, and we're looking forward to it.
And, Ryan, I mean, man, you battled back from a lot of stuff there. I noticed you had 4 strikeouts on 2-2 or 3-2 counts, and in those counts, they were only 2 for 8. And that, what was, when you're in that situation and, things are getting a little tight, what's your approach? What do you look for? And how do you keep yourself calm in those situations?
Really just breathe and trust in our pitching coach,
did a really good job calling pitches and all day. And he trusted that I could throw any pitch whenever I wanted for a strike. And so with him trusting me, it kind of gave me some more confidence once I got a few of them over and like an off speed and late in the count, 3-1 when I'm down for a strike. But other than that, it's easy to pitch whenever you have a run, like a big run differential, and you have a good defense behind you.
How does having that big run differential, how does that impact you?
It makes the game a lot easier. You can just throw it over the plate, make them earn their bases by making them get hits off you. I didn't have my best stuff, but what I had was good enough today. But I trusted them when they hit it. Our guys made plays.
Coach, how proud of you were you of this group? We talked about it last night. Last night wasn't the most difficult night out. Your team had the winning streak snap, maybe a little friction in that side of the dugout as well. But next game, as we talked before the game, they were refocused, recollected. The energy was there. They get off to a fast start, and they get the bounce back point.
Yeah, for sure. Proud of those guys. I mean, first off, hats off to Blinn. Dusty got that job late in the summer, and to take a team to Grand Junction when you get a job in the summertime, you got to put a team together and all that. Man, heck of a job and heck of a season for those guys. But yeah, very proud of our guys in the way that they responded today. I'm pretty honest in the press conference last night about just making sure that we're playing the game the right way and handling each other the right way. And we talk a lot about being a family, and today had the opportunity to learn from last night and talk about what that meant and how you approach each other. And we got a lot of competitors in that dugout that hate to lose, and that's a good thing. But also, emotions can run high. We talk about, playing the game with emotion is fine, but not getting emotional. Emotional is reactionary and responded to certain things that happen throughout the course of the game. And it's okay to play with emotion, but man, don't react to different situations. Just keep even keel and play at a high level. And those guys came out and did that today, and the way they communicated with each other and their body language and everything throughout the course of the game, I'm proud of those guys.
Was the approach offensively today, Coach, to attack Dudley, don't fall behind in the count, see a ball, drive it immediately?
Well, we want to make sure we get him in the strike zone. That was a key. We faced him earlier in the year and got an opportunity to look at him, and we know he's got good stuff, but making sure he gets in the strike zone and putting a good swing on something. And I thought early in the game they walked Villeneuve to get to the two lefties, and both of them came up with big hits in that situation, and that's what you got to do, and proud of those guys for responding.
Could you also talk about question for you, Coach, and also for Brad, just plate discipline today? I mean, you guys got a lot of hitter-friendly counts. Looked like you guys were very patient out there.
Well, the expectations are high. I believe in our guys, and I believe in our approach, and no matter what the scoreboard is, we stay pretty consistent in making sure that we understand what the approach is and trying to stay within it. And I feel like in the middle innings, a couple times we get out of the approach and just making sure we're making them figuring out what the pitcher's going to do and be aggressive on the pitches that we think we're going to get, and stick with that plan and not take ourselves out of the zone. And I thought overall we did a really good job of that.
Ryan, how great was it for you today to know that you were rested? Coach said, "Look, you're my guy. I need you today." And you stepped up. What was that feeling like, knowing must-win situation? You were going to head the mound, rested and ready to go.
It was great. It's awesome that I could turn around this quick, so like a day short of rest, and our trainers helped out a lot. And my mindset before the game, I didn't want this to be our last game with these guys. I love these guys, these coaches, but I wanted another game after this, and let's keep it rolling.
Coach, do you stick around and watch this nightcap, or do you regroup your boys and get them back to the hotel and just like let them rest and hydrate and refocus the energy for tomorrow?
I'll give them the option to come. Some of them want to come, some of them will watch it from the hotel. For me personally, man, I'm a baseball fan, number one, and what a great matchup tonight with a good arm on the mound and probably a couple of good arms on the mound. So yeah, I'll be here for sure to watch. I'd like to kind of expand on what Ryan said, man. When you go to somebody and say, "Hey, are you good to go?" and to hear, "Yeah, man, I'm good. Give me the ball." I mean, it's that's a good feeling. You know, to come out on 4 days rest is not typical during the year. He pitched every Wednesday or every Saturday, just depending on situation with 6 days rest. So for him to want the ball in that situation and come out and empty the tank, so to speak, for us is special. And hats off to our training team, man. We got 2 trainers that traveled with us, and they've been treating our guys every day and pregame, postgame, and trying to help our guys get on the field and stay on the field. And man, we're blessed to have them here and have them with us, and they're good at their job.
Coach, you faced both these teams that are playing tonight, and obviously the way it's going to trickle down, it's very fluid how this all could play out. Your thoughts on tonight's matchup? What you're expecting?
Well, you're gonna see Holiday for Central Florida, and he's one of the best in the country, and they've got a bullpen guy that's one of the best in the country. But you see games like that sometimes, and it turns into something else. So you never know. But you're going to see some electric arms on both sides, and 2 guys that play the game right. They're both well coached, and offensively they get after it, and they've got a good plan and stick with it. And a lot of talent on both sides. It'll be fun. It'll be a great matchup, and we're excited to be in the top 3, and can't wait to figure out who we play and get after it.
One last thing for me, Coach. Can you kind of talk about it? And I staying at the hotel with you, I got a chance to meet one of the parents, and Kevin Durant. I know this has been kind of an emotional run with him losing his brother. He's in the military, and I know he didn't play the first game because of the way things trickled down, how he's responded, trying to balance the emotions of losing his brother and then being here and playing baseball and playing at a high level as well.
Well, he's a great kid, and it's a great story and great family. And he's been a joy to be around all year, and we're very close, and he's real close with all the guys. We have a lot of respect for, the way he goes about his business. Man, that guy works probably about as hard as anybody I've ever seen in my life, just dedicated to, he wants to be the best he can in everything that he does on the field and off the field. And man, we're blessed that he's in our dugout, and you kind of got a feeling that there's a higher power at force here, with the week that he's having and the year that we're having.
Talking to the fan base back in Weatherford, what's the buzz like back at home?
Well, when we win, I get about 200 text messages. When we lose, it was kind of quiet, but the support has been phenomenal. We've got a local radio station that's been here with us all week and broadcasting from the hotel, and just the support from the college and the community in general. I mean, we've had people that have flown in from the community just for today, and it's been pretty special, and it's grown. I think our college footprint and our program in general, and our the connection between that and the community, it's been special, man. It's been pretty fun to watch.
Anything else? All right, thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.